Oh boy, this is going to be a controversial video, isn't it? I'm going to state that there's going to be a few things which may trigger some viewers in this video, so if you want to click away, then you can do so. Because what I'm going to talk about is the scandal involving David Tennant. I never thought I'd ever say that, because David Tennant is an amazing human being, an amazing actor, and he is an advocate for LGBT. The other night, he accepted an award for LGBT+, and it was the Celebrity Ally Award. There's a lot of controversy coming out of what he said in his acceptance speech. Let's see what he had to say.
With a slogan, I attract the ire of the occasional online idiot. But I don't have social media, so even I have to be told about that by my brilliant wife, Georgia, who is the real engine behind anything we do. She educates me about empathy and understanding, and she has been a huge educator for me. But I suppose if I'm honest, I'm a little depressed by the fact that acknowledging that everyone has the right to be who they want to be and live their life how they want to live it, as long as they're not hurting anyone else, should merit any kind of special award or special mention, because it's common sense, isn't it? It is human decency. We shouldn't live in a world where that is worth remarking on. However, until we wake up and Kemi Badenoch doesn't exist anymore, I don't wish ill of her, I just wish her to shut up. Whilst we do live in this world, I am honoured to receive this. I'm thrilled to be here and to be a part of this night. Pride is very important in our house. It's a family affair. We have skin in the game. So this event tonight thrills me. It gives me hope. It gives me fire. It gives me energy and deep joy. And even if I feel I don't really deserve this, I'm very pleased and very proud to be receiving it. Thank you all so much.
So there, Tennant was very defiant in his speech. He mentioned his wife, Georgia, who is a great woman. But the main kick-off that comes from this is his comment towards Kemi Badenoch, because he says that he wishes she didn't exist. But he did follow this up with, he wishes her no ill will, he just wants her to shut up. For those of you who don't quite know why he's saying this about her in particular and why he's calling her out, for context, Badenoch is a UK Member of Parliament for the Conservative Party. She is seen as right-wing by people, and she's known for her very right-wing views, her anti-woke views, whatever you want to call it. And she is typically seen as a person who is transphobic. Trans rights is something which is very close to David's heart. I think this is one of the reasons why he is there, being an ally, doing his best and accepting the award for LGBT as a whole, because this child identifies as non-binary, which is something that Kemi Badenoch completely opposes. She has said some really horrible things about transgender people, going on record to say that she opposes things like gender-neutral toilets in public buildings, and trans women are men to her, and she said this a few years ago. So she's got a track record of being a transphobe, and you can even just visit her Twitter page just to get an idea of what sort of views she has, even retweeting the likes of Graham Lynham, who is a notorious transphobe, who's made comments over the past few years which are vile and disgusting, to be honest with you. Of course, she has seen the acceptance speech by Tennant, and she responded with this: "I will not shut up, I will not be silenced by men who prioritise applause from Stonewall over the safety of women and girls. A rich, lefty, white male celebrity so blinded by ideology he can't see the optics of attacking the only black woman in government by calling for my existence to end." She goes on to say, "Tennant is one of Labour's celebrity supporters. This is an early example of what life will be like if they win. Keir Starmer stood by while Rosie Duffield was hounded. He and his supporters will do the same with the country. Do not let the bigots and bullies win." Well, that's quite interesting, because haven't the bigots and bullies won already? Because haven't the Conservatives been in for 14 years? Look, enough of it doesn't matter what my views are. The point is, this just goes to show she's completely missed the point. What I find absolutely extraordinary from her response is the fact that she brings up her race into this, because Kemi Badenoch is a black MP as well, and that's fine. If I'm honest with you, there should be more people of colour in politics to represent people. So, no problem with that at all. But where in his speech does he even attack her race? That's appalling. You're suggesting right there that David Tennant's a racist. I can tell you right now, he is not a racist. And also the fact that you're referencing your own gender, because you're making it sound like he's sexist as well. He's not a sexist, because in the very same speech he talks about his wife and how much of a great person she is. So this is just an attack on David Tennant, and it's just an attack because of the fact that he has said in the past that he is a Labour supporter, and she's just using this, she's sort of invalidating LGBTQ and transgenders to basically make an anti-Labour post. That's what it goes down to, right? This is all politics, isn't it? It's all bullshit. And I've got to be honest with you, it's just so vile, all of this. And what makes me sad is there's some people who have sided with Kemi Badenoch. And look, everyone is entitled to their views, whether they're right or wrong, but unfortunately this is all blown out of proportion, so much so that Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of the UK, has even got involved in this. And what he said, also on Twitter, was, "Freedom of speech is the most powerful feature of our democracy." If I just took that line alone, I'd have absolutely no problem with what he said. I mean, it would be one of the very, very few things he would have said in his time as Prime Minister which I would actually agree with. He goes on to say, "If you're calling for women to shut up and wishing they didn't exist, you are the problem." Oh, see, now he's just completely missed the point. It's nothing to do with the fact that Kemi Badenoch is a woman, because I'm pretty sure that if it was a guy who was the so-called equality minister, or as I like to put it, lack of equality minister, I'm pretty sure that David Tennant would have the same opinion, because her being equalities minister is just a slap in the face of equality as a whole. In the year of 2024, this is where we are as a society. You're getting people in a position of power who are supposed to help with equality mocking a lot of people in their gender, in their identity, in their sexuality. it stinks. And now you have the Prime Minister who goes on to support all of this. Whereas what he should be doing is taking note and thinking, hang on a minute, there's a lot of transphobia in my party. Oh, but wait. Now it all makes sense. Could it be to do with the fact that maybe, just maybe, he is transphobe as well? Well, he did this tweet here. We have a Prime Minister who's transphobic. We have a Equalities Minister who's transphobic and has basically mocked gay rights. Said that same-sex marriages shouldn't be a thing. That's a very backward way of thinking, if you ask me. And you've got David Tennant accepting an award for something he holds close to his heart. It's nothing to even do with him being an actor. He is just accepting the award for being a great ally. And I think that is amazing. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not see that. You have some of your usual suspects on YouTube, online, trolling Tennant, which I think is quite amusing because they've obviously not watched the speech all the way through, because he does say that he doesn't even use social media. So I find that hilarious that there's a lot of people crying about the fact that David Tennant has just basically called out this transphobic woman. And overall, it's a transphobic government, isn't it? I mean, maybe that's too harsh for me to say. There's probably a few people in the Conservative Party who really believe in trans rights and power to them. But Kemi Badenoch and Rishi Sunak, for shame. And you know the saddest part about this? The saddest thing, which I just find so hilarious, it's the fact that Rishi Sunak is tweeting shit like this with days to go until the UK general election. So basically what I'm trying to say is, don't vote Tory.